50% of our population is between 19 and 30, so it's very energetic. I like watching the young people come into town each year, and they're excited by seeing the snowfall and know that winter's coming and all the great things they can do here. So that's definitely part of what makes us so unique. Even before sustainability and those words were sort of spoken, some people made some very, very critical decisions, and they understood that you had these two fantastic mountains side by side, that we could build an all-pedestrian village at the base of them. The idea of putting a valley trail from end to end, that you can walk, you can hike, you can ski, place to place. It has this really fun, active village core. It's all pedestrian, and yet there's a real community that back ends all that, that we have Girl Guides and Boy Scouts and hockey teams and all the things that make a community real. If you've never been to Whistler, we're just north of Vancouver. Half that trip you follow a fjord that takes you into Howe Sounds, which is a spectacular drive just in itself, and then you start to meander into the mountains. We're in the coastal range. We have tremendous glaciers. We're surrounded by a provincial park, large mountains, large vertical relief. There's probably 5,000 to 6,000 vertical feet of relief between the top peaks on our valley floor. And we have 5 lakes in our valley, which is also very unique. So we have this transition between winter and summer, that come April, May, we're playing golf in the valley and half the mountain's still open. So it's quite humorous to be in the village and people riding bikes and carrying skis and snowboards and golf clubs, and it's a pretty amazing time of year to be here. When I arrived in '76, there was about 500 people that lived here permanently. And this concept of building this resort community emerged from the mid-'70s, and construction started in the '80s. And we had just this exponential growth from the late '80s to the mid-'90s. We were the fastest growing community in Canada, 12% a year. We've always had this vision of how big we wanted to be, and this cap on ourselves. Now what we're working on is how do we preserve and sustain the community of the size we've chosen it to be, which is still very large, one of the larger mountain resort communities in the world.
We've got some amazing planning that we've done. We've got a new protected area network strategy that I've never seen something so comprehensive to protect land for conservation and wildlife at a municipal level. It's just being implemented now, and I think it's going to be really groundbreaking. I think everyone that's been involved in the various planning processes related to environmental sustainability realize that we're not there yet, but there's a real common focus right now to keep making things better, go back and revisit the things that aren't working, and protect the nature that we have into the future.
It's great to be working in a community where we try and preserve the natural environment as much as we can, and we try and use native plant material, and we're also a pesticide-free zone. Nobody wants to be working with pesticides, and I think that's also a good example for the community.
But it's the youth of this very, very vibrant. It's marvelous to have that feeling. This is one of the nicer things, to be in a town that's young and vibrant.
Whatever you want to do, you can do. It's there. And you just have to go to, say, any of the community services, and they will point you in any direction that you have a feeling for. I'm especially involved with the schools.
What I enjoy about this community is the dynamics. The people here want to preserve what we have. The people here want to celebrate what we have. I'm a member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and part of a national heritage. This community has been able to embrace what is important to us, preserve what is important to us, and keep a tranquil environment at the same time as developing in tune and in consideration of what the natural beauty has to offer.
With our understanding of the past and the detail that we can record of that past, we will be in a better position to build a community that can be sustainable and avoid pitfalls and problems that could easily impact our future. The largest reason why I love this place is that It has the facilities and elements that make a town work very well. We've got all the privileges of a large city with the advantages of a small town and very easy access to nature.
I really love it here because we're in the mountains and it's really a great community to live in because it's so small and you really have a really tight group of friends and you know pretty much everyone. The Valley Trail is a really great trail system so you don't have to ride on the highway and risk getting hit by a car. And it goes all throughout Whistler so you can just go wherever on a bike or walk or rollerblade.
Whistler was built by visionaries and it's still full of visionaries. If I was to summarize Whistler, it's a vibrant, exciting, real community. It's a real deal.